This dream was a 10 out of 10 on my gravity scale, signaling to me that this was more than just a dream. This was a real experience for my soul. Over the next several weeks, I dove into the intricacies of the dream, unable to let it go until I found some human understanding for it. I researched ancient stars and the phrasing the angel used. I consulted a trusted friend for their intuitive thoughts on the matter and even spent several days in deep meditation searching for the answers within myself. What follows is my personal conclusion. Thuban was Earth's North Star about 5,000 years ago, and will once again become the North Star in about 20,000 years due to the Earth's axial progression. Located in the constellation Draco, Thuban pointed north for the Egyptians as they built the pyramids, the Neolithic Britons as they laid the first pieces of Stonehenge, and the ancient Mesopotamians as they constructed Göbekli Tepe. In my search for the angel of the true North Star, I also came across notable information in the Book of Enoch, an ancient apocalyptic Jewish text that was preserved in whole by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Some transcribed pieces were also discovered with the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947. Enoch was the father of Methuselah, an ancestor to Noah in biblical texts. The Book of Enoch mentions a group of angelic beings called the Watchers, one of which is Kokabiel, the angel of the stars, who is attributed with teaching humans the art of astrology. In the Book of Enoch, it is mentioned that over 200 of the Watchers became fallen angels because they shared ancient knowledge with humans and because they mated with them. I took this information and meditated upon it for some weeks and have continued to think back on this experience over the years. Additionally, I've continued speaking with my trusted friend on the matter, and she introduced me to the concept of Yaldabaoth, a figure in Gnostic belief who is also known as the Demiurge and who created the material world. The basic nutshell of Yaldabaoth is that he is the Christian-identified God who calls himself creator of the universe, but, in reality, is the creator of a material prison within the earth plane where we find ourselves today. He is an impersonation who has imprisoned souls within his realm because their pain feeds him. If we entertain for a moment that there is some truth in lore, it is possible that Enoch wrote his book from the perspective of a deceived soul who follows Yaldabaoth, a being falsely calling himself the father of the universe. Therefore, if the Watchers fell out of favor with Yaldabaoth, it was not because they are fallen or bad angels, but because they tried to share knowledge with humans to help them wake up to the truth of our universe. If teaching and sharing the art of astrology landed Kokabiel in the fallen angel category of the biblical belief system, then I would see him more as a self-sacrificing figure, wishing to free humanity from the constructs of Yaldabaoth, which keep humans enslaved in the mindset of war, greed, and scarcity. Finally, to circle back to the star Thuban, perhaps the true North Star according to a time before Yaldabaoth and the Christian God, I see a connection to the presence of dragons. Thuban is said to be the birthplace of Draconians, which some would call Reptilians. Reptilians often get a bad rep in celestial conversation, and for good reason, but not all Reptilians are Draconians. Draconian is a term that encompasses all of dragonkind, celestial and interdimensional dragons, resonances which many people claim to work with, reptilians or humanoid draconians, not all of which are self-serving, and lower life forms like Earth's reptiles or the dinosaurs of antiquity. The tiefling-like horns upon the head of the angel of the true North Star could indicate his origin in dragonkind, and I see it as a possibility that dragons and angels could be two sides to the same coin. Here on Earth, we like to categorize and separate things with verbiage and language, but sometimes we make it more complicated than it needs to be. Perhaps some of the original Draconians, dragons and angelic resonances, actually care about Earth and its human population and seek to teach us skills and knowledge designed to set us free, like the snake that encouraged Eve to eat the apple, ultimately setting her free from the confines of Adam's dominating patriarchal resonance. In relation to my dream, I believe I came into contact with a being of pure heart and deep angelic resonance. This was a true angel, and one which took my little girl, a part of myself that was ready to depart to the next stage of her existence. To me, it was no coincidence that 4 months later, I began writing my memoir, the physical process of releasing that little girl from this existence into the ether.